back, everybody. So today we're going to try King Sue from Toppling Goliath Brewing Company. I believe this is the big brother to Pseudo Sue. From the can, King Sue Double India Pale Ale is what it says. Hazy, mango, orange, pineapple, Citra-hopped is what is used. And that's all I see. I was actually thinking the ABV was on this when I looked at it. Packaged on 6/4/21, so a little over a month old, about 6 weeks old. From Untapped, 7.8% ABV, 100 IBUs, Double New England IPA. Now, I do like my Double New England IPAs with a little bit more bitterness, maybe around 65, but 100 in a New England IPA. I believe this was $4.65 a can, somewhere in there. Go ahead and get it open. I did pick this up at Megabev. They had, maybe it was less than that. No, I think it was high fours, because they also had another one that was like $6.49, and I was like, I will pass on that for now. So we'll stop there, we'll smell, we'll drink, I'll pour the rest in there. Off-white colored head. I wouldn't say small bubbles like I'm used to seeing, but they're in between small and medium. They're kind of spread out. A little over a finger of head. Bubbles on the side are spread apart like bubble wrap. For the color, yeah, traditional New England color. I'm seeing the same thing you are. Very milky yellow in color. Can't see through it. New England IPA. I would say it's a little lighter than most double New England IPAs I've had, like M43 or the Hot Butcher series, but that's fine. I was actually thinking it was going to be darker. 100 IBUs, I'm guessing most of that is used at the end of the boil, maybe like 15 minutes to get up to that 100 IBUs, so it would be a little darker, but hey, whatever. Let's go ahead and smell. Yeah, you definitely get that dank hop smell. Yeah, I'm only thinking to get 100 IBUs, you have to use a lot of hops in the boil. Yeah, you could use less at the beginning, because the longer they're in there, the more IBUs they're going to give off. But still, from the smell of this, it does smell like there's a big dry hop to it. Sweet fruit, if anything, I would pick out pineapple over, what did it say, mango? Mango orange? Yeah, there is a lot of sweetness in there. It's almost coming off as like a lactose to me, but that pineapple, that sweet fruit pineapple does stick out along with all that hop, like very big dry hop. Smells good. Let's go ahead and taste. Right now, I'm not sure where the 100 IBUs are. Perceived bitterness is probably about 40. Lighter bodied, but again, I haven't poured the rest in here. I do get some generic fruit, maybe a little citrus rind in the back with a little bit of dry hop, a little sweetness in there. It seems like the sweetness is overpowering the dry hop or the bitterness of the beer. But there's some dankiness in the aftertaste, like some sweet dankiness. It does seem like that bitterness is building, like it is higher now as you start drinking it. I picked this up at noon. I'm getting grapefruit now, like a citrus grapefruit in the aftertaste. We did pick this up at noon, or I should say we got back here, let's say at 12:15. and it's almost 5 o'clock, so it's been in the fridge for, let's just say 5 hours. So it is cold. I wouldn't say it's ice cold, but I think for something like this, it might help bring out some of those flavors. I know there are some reviewers that'll leave them out like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour before they do the review. Let's go ahead and smell now. Yeah, more fruit sweetness. I'm really not getting that dankness that I was at first. It's still there, but it's not as big for 100 IBUs. Yeah, I would say fruit sweetness, generic fruit sweetness out of the smell with some dry hop, like some dankness in there. Not very much, but if you were just buying this and drinking it, at least right now, I don't think you would think there's 100 IBUs in here. The body seems very light for Double New England IPA. I do get some bitterness. That bitterness like keeps creeping up as you drink it, so it keeps getting higher and higher. But yeah, like a generic fruit in there, I can pick out some pineapple, but it's like very sweet. Then it goes into a dankness. I'm not getting that grapefruit rind bitterness that I got at the beginning when I drank some. Then I was talking about it. I don't get that grapefruit anymore. Very, very smooth though. Goes down easy. 7.8%. Is that what I said? 7.8? Yeah, 7.8%. I wouldn't think it's that high because of the body, at least in my opinion. Very drinkable. Citrus bitterness, I don't think I could say orange. More like, generic fruit up front, a little bit of generic orange because of the bitterness, some kind of rind, citrus rind leads into that bitterness, and that bitterness keeps on building. It's more on the sides than it is the throat, which is kind of weird because most of the time when they're high IBUs, I get it in the throat, not on the side. Usually on the side would be from a lower IBU because it doesn't like burn. It's almost like there's a passion fruit. I don't know if it's from the hop, but I get like some dank passion fruit. So maybe the dry hop, which they must be using a crap ton of hops in here to get 100 IBUs in the boil, because usually what they say is the hops, when you dry hop, they're not going to add any bitterness to the beer. So all 100 IBUs have to be used in the boil. I would probably go 4.35 out of 5 on this one. I think on Untapped, I'll probably go 3.25 since you can really, I don't know how some of these get done, but 4.25, somewhere in there. I think the bitterness is kind of weird in this one. The body doesn't match. I think the body has to be a little bit thicker to be a Double New England IPA, as they're calling it on Untapped. Yeah, Pseudo Sue was a pale ale, which I thought was a New England IPA, and they're calling this a Double India Pale Ale. They can call it whatever. But yeah, I would say somewhere 4.35 out of 5 on this one. I would definitely pick it up and drink more of it. It is good. And I think for the price, I think it's fine. I'm still not sure why they don't put the ABV on the can. I think that's kind of weird. But that's just me. So let's go ahead and check on Tapped real quick. See what they're saying. Wow. 63 of my friends have checked this in 4.46. So I'm about 10 points under. Obviously, definitely carved. Everybody, 129,000 people have checked this in 4.34. So I'm 1.01 above them. So I would say, yeah, it's right in there. Brett says lighter yellow, hazy, strong citrus, little bitterness. Slots just under M43. I think you have to go with Boss Tweed on this one, not M43, because M43 is a New England IPA, where Boss Tweed is the double New England IPA. I think it fits in just under that. So that's just me. Yeah, Citra, so they say the same thing. Just checking tropical notes, creamy haze. Yep, already said that, so we're in line with that. Beer good enough to check in twice. I would probably drink this one over Pseudo Sue, just because I think there's a little bit more flavor. And if I remember correctly, I think the bitterness balances out a little bit more. But again, I would rather have more bitterness than more sweetness in my New England IPAs. So that's just me. But yeah, if you can get this, I'm pretty sure it's going around everywhere now. So yeah, definitely worth picking up. Maybe I'll go back and pick this up in a Boss Tweed up and kind of do a side-by-side on that. But yeah, if you haven't checked out my Boss Tweed by Old Nation, look in the playlist and go to Old Nation and check that out. But yeah, definitely a good beer. I think it's worth the price. So go ahead and pick it up if you're into New England IPAs, double New England IPAs. If you like this video, check some more out over here. And until next time, happy brewing.